Good morning. Come with me to see what I eat in a day as a young adult. Now it is summertime, so I'm currently not in school. However, I still have my little tedious tasks to take care of throughout my day-to-day life, and I am on a diet, so I try to keep all my meals pretty healthy. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so for my first meal, I will be making breakfast. Now don't mind the time, I'm like a retired / break time college student, so I'm used to waking up a little bit later, not a morning person, but we're starting off with breakfast, and over here I have some of the ingredients. I have chicken sausage. This features some Chipotle Monterey Jack cheese. It is absolutely delicious and my mom loves it. So I'll be making this. I have some whole grain, healthy, multi-grain bread. Now I choose to get whole grain because it's healthier, and to me, honestly, it tastes better. So that's why I go with healthy grain. Now you may be wondering why it looks frozen. That's because it is. I also keep my bread in the freezer because it lasts longer, and I'm just gonna be popping it in the toaster or the air fryer anyway. So freeze your bread. Save money, save time, freeze your bread. All right. Next, I have avocados. This is for my avocado toast. I absolutely love having avocados for breakfast. I'm probably an addict, but they're great, they're healthy, so why not? I also have some strawberries for sweetness. I just warmed up the strawberries, guys, but they're absolutely delicious, healthy. Some are tart, some are sweet, they're amazing. So get you some strawberries. And last, I have eggs, normal 12 count eggs that cost an arm and a leg, but we got eggs. All right, so let's get into this meal. To start off, I'm gonna oil a hot pan on medium-high heat. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add in my cracked eggs. You see it bubbling and sizzling. This means it was the right time to add them to the pan, that it's hot and that it shouldn't stick, hopefully, because you don't want that. While my eggs continue to cook, I normally go ahead and season them in the pan. So I'm gonna add a couple sprinkles of salt along with a couple sprinkles of black pepper. You can add more seasonings if you like, but I typically like to keep it pretty light because I don't want the rest of the seasonings to burn to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so now it has been about 2 minutes. I'm ready to flip my eggs over, which, you know, can be a little tough process, but you want to just make sure you scrape the bottom as best you can and then flip. So not too bad. I got that nice golden color I was aiming for, so we're gonna take that as a win. Then you want to leave these to cook for another 2 minutes. I sometimes like to press down to burst the yolk because I prefer over hard eggs versus over medium. Now, in the meantime, while my eggs cook, I already put in my chicken sausage in the air fryer, and this is how they're looking. I say work smarter, not harder, so if you have an air fryer, just go ahead and put in your meat so it can cook. So now my eggs are done and ready. It has been a total of about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm ready to take them out. And here's a close-up on that deliciousness. It looks so beautiful, so yummy, ready to go in my tummy. Now I'm ready to start working on my avocado toast. So I'm grabbing my healthy whole grain bread and I'm gonna pop those in the toaster. Yes, they're frozen, that's why they're stuck together. But like I said, I feel like it's the best way to keep bread stored because I'm gonna toast it anyway, so might as well keep it in the freezer so it can last longer and I can enjoy it very nicely. So you're gonna take avocado, slice it open, twist it, and voila, 2 halves right here. Now to take the seed out, I know y'all have seen it. You just pop knife in the seed, twist it, take it out, and boom. For a close-up, I'm just gonna make some slices down. You can keep the skin off or take the skin off. Optional, but I find it easier to just keep avocado inside of the skin for this part. Then you want to get a spoon and just scoop it out of the skin. Easy, right? Now I take a fork and I go in and I just smash it. This is just for my preference. You can leave it how it is, or you can do this. I like it this way because it's easy to just get all the avocado in one bite. And voila, this is what it should look like. Now I'm gonna go in with some sea salt and just season it lightly along with some ground black pepper. And here are my 2 delicious, yummy avocado toast. Now I'm ready to plate my breakfast. After everything is done, I'm gonna go in with my egg, my chicken sausage, and avocado toast, and some strawberries for freshness. And that is my healthy breakfast as a young, healthy adult. For one of the first things I'm going to do today is TLC my plants. As you can see, I have some lilies here. I'm not sure what this one is called. I got it recently, but he has been growing and standing strong. I'm so proud. I have my basil there hanging on for the last limb, and some roses that are on their way out. But let's get into helping these plants. Okay, so my lilies are still going strong. I got these from Publix for about $12 because lilies are my favorite flower. They're absolutely beautiful, and their aura and aroma just fills this house with so much greatness. So they're good. I watered them, so they're just getting sunlight and doing their thing. As for my roses, I fear they may need to go, but we have enjoyed their time here, so yep, the roses gotta go. Now for my other two plants, I have some basil here. This basil, I had to pluck it and most of it was gone. Takes too much water, and then it takes too little water. I'm just surprised it's still alive. If you guys have any tips to save my basil, please help me, because as you can see, it's on its last limb. Alright, so I got my plant pot here, and I'm gonna fill this up with some soil. Now I'm only gonna go halfway because Lily will take up the rest, and then I'll fill in the sides. So now it's time to take him out. Oh my goodness. And this is what Pillar looks like once he's been repotted. I'm so happy. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some light plant pruning. This is to get rid of all the leaves that I feel like should go, the ones that are broken, the ones that are dead, and this helps with redirecting the plant to grow in the direction that you want it to grow. So I'm going for straight up rather than out. I prefer the plant to just grow taller rather than wider. So I'm just going to cut out the little pieces along the bottom and some on the side so that it can do so. Alrighty, all done. This is what my plant looks like. So hopefully in a couple weeks, I will see a lot of growth and it will be growing in the direction I desire. Now I'm ready to water my plants. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of plant food. Now I'm using less water than it recommends. It recommends about a gallon for about a teaspoon of plant food, but I consider them more than merrier. So hopefully my plants won't die. They haven't died yet. So I'm gonna go in with a tablespoon for about like a quarter of a gallon or a little bit over a quarter of a gallon of water. So we'll just pour that in, shake it up, make sure all the plant food has dissolved in the water. Shake, 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 shake. And now we're ready to feed the plant. So I'm gonna take this over the sink, to not create a mess. And we're just gonna go in and pour. And as you can already see, there's a difference. It's looking very green, very vibrant, healthy, fresh, whatever you want to call it. Now to help save my basil, I'm going to pour in some plant food for that as well. Now you don't want to add too much water because you can overwater your plants. I've heard about that. Haven't quite experienced it yet, thank God, but don't overwater. So I believe that's enough. And this is what little basil looks like. Guys, I had to get a rental car because a couple weeks ago I got into an accident. It was not my fault. However, I'm without vehicle, a little bit of injury, but I'm good. So I got a rental car, and I also got some hair because I will be going back to school soon, so I will need a new hairdo. But that's about how my day went. So now I'm ready to make dinner. So come with me to see what I make. Alrighty, for my ingredients, I have marinated, I'm gonna call this Greek chicken because I use some Greek yogurt, cayenne pepper, dill, oregano, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, garlic zest, all the delicious ingredients. Typically used for Greek food, I put in the chicken marinade. I left it to marinate for a couple hours and this is what it looks like, so it's all ready to cook. I also have some rice, some black olives for my Greek salad, onion, cucumbers, some cherry tomatoes. I got the melody kind, for color, vibrancy. And I also have some feta cheese. Now, of course, there will be some additional ingredients as I'm on the way, but for the most part, these are the major key ingredients for this recipe. So let's get into it. All right, I've oiled and greased my grill pan, so now I'm ready to add in my chicken. These are chicken thighs and chicken breasts. I have both because, chicken breasts are healthier, but I prefer chicken thighs. I'm going to leave these to cook for about 5 minutes on one side, and then we're going to aim for like 5 to 8 minutes on the other side. Alrighty, now that my tomatoes are all sliced, I'm ready to work on my half a red onion. So I'm just going to mix some slices down. And we're going to add this for our tomatoes and cucumber. So now we're ready to season it up. All right, so it has been 5 minutes and I'm ready to flip my chicken. We're gonna leave this to cook for another 5 minutes. Alrighty, while my chicken finishes cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my Greek salad. I went ahead and cut up some olives and added them to my mix. And of course I got a bowl because everything was getting a little too packed. So for ingredients, I have black pepper, oregano, dill weed, salt, feta cheese, and some olive oil. So I'm going to start off with a couple dashes of black pepper. I'm going to add in some oregano leaves, dill weed, salt, some feta cheese, and a drizzle of olive oil. I'm also going to add in some lemon juice. This is for a kick, what we look for, so I'm going to add in some lemon juice. All right, I'm going to go in with a couple dashes. You could say maybe like 1/3 cup. All right, so now I'm ready to mix. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. So many vibrant colors. I just know it tastes good. I'm eating it with my eyes right now, so there's no doubt in my mind that it's not perfect. All right, I'm gonna cover this up, let it chill for a bit, and we are ready. I made this quick, easy, delicious meal for dinner with the Greek salad, very fresh, very vibrant, and healthy. Greek marinated chicken. I had a beautiful char on there, a nice crunch, nice juiciness, and fluffy regular white rice, which was delicious pairing as well.